The first time I realized something was wrong, it wasn't dramatic. No sirens. No shouting. No HOA letter taped to my door. It was silence. The kind of silence that settles in after something should have happened, but didn't. It was 2:14 a.m. when my wife collapsed in the kitchen. No warning. No scream. Just the sound of a plate shattering and her body hitting tile. She couldn't speak. Couldn't move her right side. Couldn't breathe properly. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911. The operator answered immediately. I gave my address. And that's where everything broke. She paused. "Sir, can you repeat that?" I did. Another pause. "That address is showing as vacant." My stomach dropped. I told her it wasn't vacant. I told her my wife was dying on the floor. She put me on hold. 92 seconds passed. Then she came back with words I will never forget. "Units have been dispatched, to the listed address." Not my address. The wrong one. My name is Evan Calloway. I've lived in this house for 11 years. Same street. Same mailbox. Same utility accounts. I didn't move. The address did. Without my knowledge. Without my consent. Without my signature. Because my HOA decided to standardize numbering. 6 months earlier, the HOA announced a community alignment initiative. That was the phrase. It meant renumbering houses for symmetry. Improving emergency response clarity. Aligning with postal formatting. It sounded harmless. They assured residents. Emergency services were notified. The county was informed. USPS had approved changes. Every one of those claims was false. They changed numbers internally. That's it. No county filing. No emergency services update. No USPS approval. They updated HOA maps. Internal databases. Violation letters. But not the systems that matter. Which means 2 addresses now existed for my house. And 911 didn't recognize the HOA version. The dispatcher sent paramedics to a house 3 blocks away. A house that had been vacant for months. Meanwhile, my wife was losing oxygen. I stayed on the phone. I screamed. I begged. Another dispatcher manually rerouted units when GPS showed nothing matching my address. Total delay, 11 minutes. 11 minutes during a stroke is the difference between recovery and permanent damage. The doctors were blunt. She lived because you stayed calm and kept her airway open. She lost partial mobility. Speech clarity. Short-term memory. All preventable. All because an HOA thought it could rename reality. 2 days later, while my wife was in ICU, I received a violation notice. Incorrect address display. They fined me $150 for displaying my county-issued address number, not the HOA's version. That letter ended any chance of forgiveness. I didn't yell. I documented. I requested. HOA meeting minutes. Correspondence with county offices. Proof of USPS notification. They sent nothing. Because nothing existed. So I filed records requests myself. The county had no record of any address change. The fire department had no notification. The emergency dispatch system had never been updated. In fact, the county clerk used one word. Unauthorized. That word matters. Because address assignment is not cosmetic. It's a public safety function. HOAs have no authority over it. When I explained what happened, the fire chief didn't soften his response. This could have killed someone. He ordered an internal audit. They found 3 other homes affected. 2 delayed responses. 1 unreported near miss. This wasn't an accident. It was negligence. At the emergency HOA meeting, the president tried to minimize it. She said, "No one died. Mistakes happen. It was for efficiency." I stood up. I placed hospital discharge papers on the table. I said one sentence. "Emergency services went to the wrong house because of you." No one interrupted me. We sued. Not for money first. For injunction. To stop them from touching addresses ever again. The court granted it immediately. Then discovery started. And that's where the HOA collapsed. Emails showed. Board members knew they hadn't notified authorities. Warnings were ignored. A board member said, "It'll be fine." That phrase destroyed them. Because it proved knowledge. And knowledge converts mistakes into liability. The county issued a formal order. HOA banned from modifying addresses. All numbers reverted immediately. Mandatory coordination protocols established. They also referred the case to the state. Because this crossed into public safety interference. The HOA's insurer denied coverage. Why? Unauthorized operational changes affecting emergency response. That exclusion wiped out protection. Everything came out of HOA funds. They settled quietly. High 6 figures. Mandatory resignation of HOA president. 2 board members. Personal liability was discussed. That changes people's tone fast. My wife is alive. But she'll never fully recover. The HOA still exists. But stripped. No power over addresses. No power over utilities. No power over safety infrastructure. They learned something critical. Votes don't override systems designed to save lives. HOAs love order. But order without authority is just paperwork pretending to be law. And when paperwork delays an ambulance, the cost is permanent.